back to the Inglorious Ingrates. This is your Dungeon Master, the Daily Dungeon Master. We have with us today Idris.
Ahoy.
Archon.
Oh.
We have Oliver.
Is Mark Zuckerberg the real Slim Shady?
Dathria.
What?
And Diedrich.
Greetings and salutations, fellow followers.
And today is due to him leaving us, leaving the area. Diedrich's last day is today. We do appreciate having Diedrich around and wish him well in his future endeavors.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, we know.
He's going on an epic adventure somewhere else.
Okay.
Not loud.
Will be indeed epic.
All right, where did we leave off? I know usually we have Avery the one doing it. Avery is running late today, but who do we want to do our review?
All right.
Shit.
Might as well. So, after so many battles in the war, we did a couple extra ones. We took down some skeletons. We lost Sakura. Took down the beast. Then there was the final boss area that we were taking care of. It was Archon's dad, the bride, and the two war golems that we had to take care of.
I threw one off a cliff.
Indeed. That was a surprising development.
I tried. It didn't work well for me.
Well, it wasn't really a war golem. It was his dad, really, really big.
Yeah, that one so.
But
there were two war golems.
there was two golems, but
The one I tried to throw off the cliff.
Oh, yeah,
the one she was trying to throw off the cliff was his dad.
Whose brains I smashed.
Sorry, the bride took
I'm joining a cult.
the bride did serious damage on us until Idris had the wonderful idea of just grabbing the hammer from her.
What happened with that, Idris? At least as far as you're willing to tell the party.
Yeah, we weren't in the room today. Yeah, no. I was given a choice. And my choice, I think, became very self-evident with these angelic wings and the Holy Lady of Eleanor just blazing through my eyes and through my words and through my actions.
And then you wrecked that wench.
Yeah, and then I smacked her a new one. You didn't even see that one come up.
No. That disarm attempt was possibly one of the coolest events of that session.
Hey.
I said one up.
Hey, I jumped off of a castle wall.
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey style.
Yeah.
Come on.
I said one up. There were several. Archon jumping off the edge.
Spotlight, buddy. Gosh, it's not all about Archon.
Archon jumping over the edge. You've got Oliver and his, nah, buddy, why don't you take a walk on the cliff?
Yeah. Awesome.
You have that. You have, of course, you have the disarming, successful disarm of Idris. What else was there?
He caught his father when I tried to shoot him off the cliff.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Oh, yeah, that one got
Yeah.
Let's not let him go over just yet.
I want his stuff.
I failed 3 times to do 1 point of damage and finish him off.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
times.
3!
But you did cling to him pretty awesome whenever he tried to knock you off the island.
Yes, I successfully managed to not die.
You matched your strength check against that thing. That was pretty
That was,
impressive.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Epic.
That's pretty impressive.
And yes, it was your fault. Thank you.
It's not my fault. It was my help.
I say fault in a nice way.
Okay.
You deserve the credit for me not dying. Probably.
And at the death of war, suddenly everything went completely to the 9 hells in a handbasket. The hobgoblins retreated. The marked Goliaths gave up. They surrendered.
Okay, yeah, so I missed that. So are they back to normal, or are they still under the influence of something?
They don't. As far as you haven't checked on that yet.
Okay.
We left off at the end of the fight.
Okay.
We're still way high up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just didn't know if I'd missed that or not.
Yeah. They all surrendered at that point. Yeah, that's where we left off. So the war is over. as dawn rolls around.
And Avery arrived.
And Avery arrives.
You didn't get your
Yay!
chair. That's fine. Sorry.
Welcome,
No,
Avery.
good chair.
Okay, so you guys are standing on an earth moat above the battlefield, with watching the end result of everything, and you guys notice that the earth moat is slowly descending. It seems that probably the bride's magic, if you had to guess, was likely helping keep that aloft.
We are crashing?
Not crashing, no.
Not yet.
Well, that's about to happen.
This is a smaller
Yeah.
note. This isn't the actual.
Not bigger, no, this is
Where
the
the trees
platform
are
you
at.
guys were on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like a floating platform.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And it eventually lands in the midst of where the battlefield was. And as you guys are coming down, you guys are gathered by the combined army of the Allied army, and people are cheering, just en masse, just cheering. And you see it, the head of the army, who you thought you would not see there, the king. The king actually rode out, leading the army apparently out in the charge on the field for the distraction.
What?
And he raises a cheer for you guys, and just en masse, everybody's cheering your names.
The king had a sending stone,
I
right?
think I'll obey.
Did the king have another sending stone?
In front of everybody.
Yeah.
Who has that sending stone?
No, not one of yours. The king has one to the spymaster, and the spymaster had one to your father.
Do
Do I have one to the spymaster?
we have any of the ones leading to the? Should we go look
Wouldn't
for the
I have one
for that?
with the spy
I was
master?
gonna
Yeah.
ask if the spy master
Okay.
could go.
I mean,
I
he's
sent him a
probably
text message.
not too far away from where we landed. How much wind is there today?
Not much at this point.
He's
It's
probably-
a very still morning.
He's probably not far away. I'll help you look.
We head now?
Well,
Sure.
yes, we are. Technically.
I can carry someone down and have plank boots.
We're slowly descending.
I've got the other phone.
As you guys get closer to the ground, the smell of
I'm gonna
blood-
get up and whistle and just step off.
Okay.
And land on Shadowfax's swimsuit.
Awesome.
I'm gonna fly out.
All right.
So extra.
Show off.
You see Archon just whistle, and as he jumps off, his raven comes in. He lands on his raven. His raven goes and takes off as he's just soaring, and you hear Goliath just cheering him on. Even his brother is standing there, and he greets you guys and waves to Archon. You see your brother waving at the head of all of your people, and including the land tribes. And it seems that all of their weapons have been divested of them, and those that were marked are standing in the midst with just like this, like their hands on their heads, and they're being watched by tons of people. Give me a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
17.
As you go to land, you pass over those of your people that have been marked. You're not seeing the mark on them.
Okay.
And a lot of them look like they're in a daze. Like they're kind of confused as to what's going on right now.
Yeah. I walk up to Belagar and say, "Tell me what I've noticed."
He nods his head and said, "We noticed that about the time our father dropped from, or our father's defeat, we believe."
Speaking of, that makes you the Archchieftain now.
He stops and blinks and gives a Goliath equivalent of "Holy shit."
Well, I've got something for you. You carry 3 things that was, and one of them I believe should belong to you. And I'll hand him the wolf cloak.
He goes and takes it, and you see. Let me find him. I have it here. Where's his name? Gilmar. Gilmar approaches and takes the cloak from him, has him turn around, and vests him with it, and says, "Hail, Chief!" And you hear it just in mass, "Hail, Chief!" And just in giant. And Belagar turns around and in giant says that he will lead the people with strength and honor.
Well, I just want you to know that I'll be here if you ever need me. Just call. But for now, I owe these people some debts.
He says he understands and wishes you well. And as a revenant, he tells you, well, you're a revenant now, so you kind of get to do what you want. But he tells you to represent the people well, and if ever you need anything, he will.
Winter's here.
Winter, okay. And we're back. Sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty when Winter was trying to join in. Hi, Winter.
Hello.
Okay.
Love you, Winter.
So,
I've been different to your presence. Love you.
in any case,
Yeah.
you guys are back on the ground now. So now the question is, what now?
Me and Avery are trying to find her dad's body.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask around, see if any of the Goliaths saw someone fall.
Oh, I'm just looking.
And then
Give me a perception check, Astria.
Can I also? But I want to use my clairvoyance spell to
Ooh.
go after the
Dirty.
spot. So,
Dirty 20.
With the help of Idris and his clairvoyance spell, you
you're welcome.
actually do locate the body.
Is he in bad condition? I'm guessing.
he went.
No. I found him. You were looking somewhere else. No, there's a reason. I'm covering his body up with a blanket or anything I have on me before Avery can see
No.
him. He's splatted.
Avery walks up behind you and goes, "Did you find?"
Just,
Sees him sitting.
He's just a blood splatter.
that's the thing.
He's
He's all 3,000 feet. Shut up.
Shush, shush.
Sees him sitting there, awake,
What?
with a dazed look on his face, trying to figure out what happened.
I run up to him immediately.
What?
I run up and hug him, like
Yeah,
tackling him.
and he's like,
Dad,
what?
Dad,
Who?
Daddy?
you are my dad, right?
Yes.
What happened?
I don't know.
I'm so
I remember.
happy.
I remember falling. I remember bleeding and falling, and then I woke up and I'm here.
I'm sure Falnora saved you. Thank Falnora.
I cast detect magic.
The only thing that comes up magical is his armor and his weapon.
Oh no.
I'm sitting here like sobbing.
Divine intervention!
I
Please
cast.
don't tell your mother about this.
I'm not telling anyone about this, and I give him a potion. Drink the potion. Please drink the potion.
You look at him. He's perfectly.
I don't care. Drink the potion.
He's like, okay,
Protects him really
okay,
good.
I'll drink the potion.
Thank you.
He drinks it. It has no visible effect.
Okay, that's fine. I'm making sure. Let's go. I need to have to talk to Falnora anyways. Let's go find the king. Let's see what he's up to.
I'm going to the king and I'm giving him back the heroism king.
He tells you to hold on to it until later. And he basically announces that there's going to be a huge feast that night. He's got crews that are going to go work up and cleaning the battlefield, and already they're taking bodies and basically taking hobgoblin bodies and putting them in in mass graves on the field. Yes.
Quick question about the war golem they may have tossed over. Now, wondering if he's alive or not. Wondering if War had actually manufactured him or some other producer had created these war golems.
You have no idea. You might be able to consult with Archon on that. Archon, you know that there is an evil process about this.
Goliath's very had their hang-ups over death and burial, and like we will not desecrate tombs or anything like that, right? If a Goliath is ever brought back, something typically comes back with them, and it's typically a malevolent entity that inhabits the body, and when they do, they're like out of their minds, and they're called war golems.
Okay.
And so, some tribes of the Goliaths have been known, the more seedy ones, their priestesses have been known to collect the deceased of their enemies and perform these rites on them, bring them back so they can create and chain these war golems and use them in different conflicts and wars.
You let this tribe live? Considering how much you like
No.
review?
It's constant warfare with those guys.
They generally, those tribes exist in secret.
So it's something. It's about the worst thing you can do in Goliath culture is to bring someone back.
So I'm just wondering if we can.
Now, I gotta ask: do the Goliaths differentiate resurrection magic with desecration magic?
One and the same.
They consider it one and the same. So,
Like you are not to be brought back.
so revivify
That's how
would be,
they think.
revivify would be okay. Okay, raise dead, resurrection, true resurrection would not.
Correct.
Unless given ample evidence that it is not.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so with that, I was just wondering if War hadn't created him some other.
Likely, the bride was likely the one who created the war golem.
Yeah.
But it is a process that existed before all this happened.
Yes.
Okay, just wondering if there's
Yeah,
like a.
repository. No, you're good.
Thank you.
Who's that?
Fine. Fine, back off. It's a quesadilla.
I had a quesadilla.
Yeah, well, this one's
What's in
fine.
yours?
I don't know. I assume chicken.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for it.
Okay. Back in 3, 2, 1. Yes, Idris.
So wait, is the bride Archon's previous lover?
Yes, his mate, his former mate.
Oh.
Alright, so with that, I'm just curious if there was like an off-site production where they keep making war golems, but if the bride was doing it, then never mind. I was going to bring that up later on.
That's right.
I texted you something.
Okay, so message. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what do we got?
I'd like to take a nap.
Let's go talk to the king. I'm sure he has stuff to say to us. If not, then let's go home.
There's going to be a party later.
Yeah.
I want another party. No.
Well, this one we don't
This
have to worry
one is
about.
going to be a feast.
The last two ended up with not good circumstances.
You see, Nestor, you see your father walking up, looking battle weary and covered in blood and gook, and he's like,
Have I ever seen him fight before, physically?
no, like it's
How
happened.
does he fight? Like, is he a fighter? Like, what's his class?
If you had to guess, he's a fighter class of some kind, like cavalier type.
Yeah.
He leads cavalry.
Not sure she knows how to respond to this. She really wants a nap.
She Nick?
But he looks over at you and nods and comes over and he hugs you.
Oh, God.
Aww.
Yeah.
Motion.
Wait, we mentioned before about, like, in private, we talked about the effect of this crystal on some of her normal memories, but we never talked about it in game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, do we want to say that in game
Yeah.
so that it's
Go
on
ahead.
the record? But I'd like to hear you explain it again. But unless you want me to try my best.
Go ahead.
Dastria had a lot of memories of her parents where they were not never abusive or anything, but very cold and uncaring towards her. And
After her brother disappeared.
no, in general,
Or in
like,
general,
her,
yeah.
like she was the spare, and she was
Yeah.
treated like a spare they'd never need. And apparently, one of the effects of modified memory crystals was to implant that idea in her head. They were never actually that cold to her. So I don't actually know how that, if she's still struggling with that false memory and not used, like, it isn't really used to this sort of niceness, even though.
Give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okay. That's a nat 19, so 24.
Yeah, no, those memories are but a distant, faded thing. Like, comes back. No, your parents were actually very loving. That this modified memory thing had, like, at some point, you got hit with something when you got knocked out and taken away. Like, around that time that you got affected by it.
Yeah. Then she is probably hugging him back and actually crying.
Yeah.
Kind of overcome with this whole thing. This is really gross.
You see a soldier wearing livery of Marlith livery, coming up to you and says and tells you, Lady Felicity wants to know your status. Can I relay a message that you are well?
Actually, your mace.
My hammer.
Oh, it's a hammer.
My hammer.
Show your hammer.
This is going to be like Dr. Horrible. Have you seen Dr. Horrible?
She would genuinely like that.
Never mind. You need to watch it. And Captain Hammer and the whole thing with Captain Hammer by Nathan Fillion and the whole.
The teams are not the hammer. Penis is the
I'm
hammer.
going to take him away to the side,
Mhm.
away from seeing eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a bag of 100 gold
Oh,
pieces.
God.
I want you to tell her that the Count Monte de Cristo fell on the battlefield. And you will never speak of this ever again.
Then I whip out my mighty hammer.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do I have I'm gonna push my hand on his shoulders, do I have your word?
Give me an intimidation check or a persuasion, your choice, with advantage.
Any of us see this going on?
No.
Damn it. Dang it.
That's hilarious.
I'm busy crying.
Without seeing eyes, me.
Oh, that's like a 29, bro.
Yeah. He looks and says, "If you're sure, sir."
Mustache shave.
Okay. And he
Might be the Christmas.
he leaves.
Why?
He didn't do nothing. No, he did nothing. He just doesn't want any attachments to this place.
Okay.
Except for the sister that now works under my father.
And it's that's family. She's different. She's not a romantic love interest.
Yeah.
All right.
This is not Alabama, okay?
Oh God, no.
Mississippi. At least there's Mississippi. That's what we say.
Anyway, street is worth all, right?
Yeah. Okay. So he nods his head, says, "If you're sure, sir," and he
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
and he,
my
he
God.
takes the gold, he pockets it, and heads off the battlefield.
You never. Yeah, right. Not there.
Not a question.
Go ahead, Oliver.
No, not a question.
Oh, not a question?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. So, the king obviously says that you guys are welcome to entreat to the palace.
Cheese dip.
No cheese dip.
There better be
Thousand of cheese dip.
I need everybody to give me a perception check
With the cheese
with
dip.
disadvantage.
Wait, are we at the banquet thing already?
No, not yet.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
Oh, 5.
What was it?
Perception. Or no, insight. Insight.
Oh, that's even better. Okay,
Still 5.
17.
21.
With disadvantage?
21 with disadvantage. I rolled a natural 20 and then a 17.
Damn.
At some point, you notice this odd look on Dastria's face during this whole thing.
Dastria, and I just look in complete opposite direction.
Is this after I finish crying on my dad's armor?
Mhm.
So you actually say something, man?
Maybe.
Just let me know.
Okay. So, what about you, Winter?
For the check?
Insight disadvantage.
Insight with disadvantage.
Insight. Okay, I rolled not insight. Let me check the insight. So that's a total of 10.
Okay. By the way, Winter, did you catch what happened with Avery's dad?
Yeah. I'm concerned.
Okay.
We're happy but concerned,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Also, I want to find the war golem's body that I tossed over just to make sure that it went splat.
Well, it's really hard to find it. Would find it because this one was made up of pieces of various golems, of various Goliaths rather,
No, no.
and it's hard to find those pieces on the battlefield that aren't part of other pieces.
So there isn't like a Wile E. Coyote silhouette in the ground. No.
No.
All right.
You did a good job.
Let's go to the castle. Get some
Cheese
well-deserved
dip.
nap
Yeah.
time.
What is our cheese dip?
Yes, Idris.
He's
Uh,
dead.
Asked Astra to, before we go to the banquet, I need you to disguise me. Please.
Why?
I give you another 100 gold.
Who are we hiding from now? If there's another danger, you should probably let the rest of us know.
It's not a danger. It's your best friend. I'm just trying to avoid her.
Why?
Because I have a mic
Because
camera.
I wanted to go live her life without having to worry about the Count of Monte Cristo, who was never a real thing in the first place.
You never gave her your real name?
No.
I wouldn't.
I really want to roll an insight check on him just to see like what his intentions are in this case, whether or not I believe.
Give me a deception check, Idris, if you wish, or a persuasion check, your choice.
Unless it's a nat 20.
Well,
No.
Yeah.
28.
so what do I believe?
That I'm very much so wanting to just end the relationship with no hard feelings other than that she thinks I died on the battlefield.
You could just break off the engagement without This is gonna get complicated.
No, it saves her honor for not having somebody break off something for her, and she can be kind of like a war widow.
And when she accidentally finds you in the market, there's going to be some
I mean,
Please.
he does make a good point. I mean, there is status in having lost somebody in a major conflict that saves the kingdom.
Instead of getting jumped.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you would prefer him to do
Are you here?
the worst thing,
I'm talking in private with her.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna remember this, and I'm going to keep it to myself for now. And I want you to remember, I'm not necessarily blackmailing you. I'm just
We're also even because of what we did on the
what are we even for?
Baron thing, the Nah Baron. Wait,
What?
I swore I thought you said you owe me one.
Yeah, you did. There was an incident. I don't remember what, but you did say, and I quote, "Okay, I owe you one."
Hold on, I will find this. I will find it.
Okay, well, we'll have to get back to that.
While you're doing that, while
Okay.
you're doing that.
You figure out whether or not Dassery is blackmailing him.
Well, everybody goes and gets their long rest, so go ahead. Yes.
Oh, we're
Avery.
sleeping.
Yeah, while we're sleeping, I'd like to commune with Balmora.
Give me a percentile check.
May I assist?
No.
You want the ducky die? I would love the ducky die. I got a free ducky die when I ordered. I don't think they meant to give it to me. 40.
40. Okay. Do you have the spell Commune by chance? I don't think so. I think it's a much higher spell, level spell.
Wait, are you sleeping in my bed with me this night? Yes, I am.
Wait a minute. You have the hammer, correct?
I do have the hammer. I am too.
Okay, cool. She does not always communicate with her followers.
That's fine.
Says the hammer.
I'm
So I wake up
running.
to her
What's
screaming
wrong?
in the corner of my room.
It's audible.
It's a recording.
No, as in the hammer speaks aloud.
It's
not
scissors all
telepathically.
over again.
No.
I hear her scream. I burst through the door. What's wrong? Sword
Get
ready.
out of my room!
What?
That was loud!
I'm blind. What happened?
It's hammer, dude.
The hammer, it seems indeterminate.
Okay. Out of my room! I'm on the
I'm sorry, did I hear that correctly? Did the hammer just speak?
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, are you in the room? Would Winter be in the room with Dassery and Avery?
No, because I specifically made a deal when I got her the pearl that I was staying with her.
Yes.
It was against my will. I frequently have offered her every other room in that household. Like, look, this bed is so much more comfy than mine. Get the whole bed.
Wait, so
And
you
a nice
guys are
view.
going back to? You're going back to?
Her room. God, yeah, I'm sleeping in my own room.
Okay.
I'm in her room right now with the hammer. That's why she screams, I scream too.
I'll break down door.
No,
Nope.
no, you would have been at the palace.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
Why can you talk?
because Falinora put her will into this hammer.
So are you a part of Felonor or are you a different thing?
Yes.
What? Which yes? Both yes?
Yes.
What's your name?
Angelus,
Angelos?
the hammer of Falinora.
Yep. I don't like this. Hi, bestie! I don't know how to feel about this. Wait, do you know things about Felonor? Like, do you have wisdom? Do you know things?
Yes.
So, okay. This is useful. I'm a little too frazzled right now, but we're having questions later. Alhamro. I take the hammer from her. No, you don't. Please. I'll beat you. I want to put it in the closet. I don't want that thing. I don't want that thing to see.
Ask it.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Put it in the closet.
Closet.
No.
No, put it in the closet. I'm not
No.
putting it in the closet. You know what's in my closet. Oh.
Doesn't matter what's in your
God
closet.
damn it.
She says it says no, and she will not willingly put down the hammer at this point.
I put a blanket over the hammer when she
So
sits
put the
down.
helmet down.
Does the hammer respond to the blanket?
She sleeps with a hammer.
You get a chuckle out of the hammer.
I like this. New friend. Does the blanket stay in place?
It's your new guardian.
I leave the room and go to a different room. No! I'm sleeping in a different bedroom, okay? Have fun. Dasher, no. I will not have a weird talking hammer interrupting my sleep, okay?
Give me an Arcana check.
Me?
Yes, you.
God, I don't like this. That's not good.
Oh
That's
no.
a 14.
Oh no.
You've heard of sentient weapons. They're usually very powerful weapons, enchanted with like some of the most powerful magics.
That's great. I need my beauty rest. I'm not cool with this. You're already beautiful now. Thanks. It's because of the beauty rest.
I can't do that with a hammer.
I just merely answered the question that she had.
I promise they will not talk in the middle of the night without.
Permission.
No, I know you need rest.
I'm already out of the room. I've left. I'm following you around.
Can the hammer sleep?
Can you sleep?
I'm constantly awake.
That's
If
terrifying.
that makes any sense.
He's on
I'm not
watch.
awake.
I'm so sorry.
No, I don't need rest.
Can you feel things like physically feel?
I mean, no.
Okay.
You have emotions?
Like I just want to know, like, if I can make you comfortable or something.
I just require to be wielded by you.
Okay. What happened when Idris wielded you then? Because he wielded you first.
That was a special case.
That was a fling.
Exactly.
That was a very special case.
Okay, that's valid.
I wasn't asked to roll seduce that face though.
You should.
Oh
Seduce the hammer.
Seduce my hammer.
Seduce your hammer.
Now things have gotten weird. Okay, so the hammer's like, you need your rest, chosen one.
I need a nap. I follow Dasher and sleep in whatever bed she's sleeping in.
You leave the hammer in the other room?
I'll leave it on the floor.
Why do I have the distinct feeling that hammer is going to appear at the foot of the bed?
Hello,
Does it?
staring at the end of the bed. No.
It's like
No.
it's like
The
Marvel.
horse cannot move of its own volition.
Yes.
Cool.
No.
So I sleep in one of the guest
Usually-
bedrooms, I guess, with Avery cuddled up next to
Yes,
me.
I am Little Spoon.
And when you wake up in the morning, you see the hammer right next to you with googly eyes, just staring right at you.
Did you do that?
No, I don't know about this.
No, the spy master did it.
Okay.
Is it like Mjolnir?
Also-
like only I can pick it up.
He texted me what the thing was, the
He
favor
picked
owed.
it up.
Yeah. Okay. And so yes, you did owe a favor.
Technically, but I wanted the favor owed was apparently because I requested the Baron be taken alive. But he's dead now.
No,
So-
he's still tortured.
I thought they killed him at this point.
No, they haven't. He's scheduled for execution.
Okay, never mind.
We just had a war going
He
on.
gets to basically. He was marched out to see the result of his failure, and put back in the dungeon to await his execution.
Okay, cool.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, fine. But I need you to be aware that I'm really kind of indifferent what happens to the Baron at this point.
Oh.
Just don't be a dick, I guess is.
Interest.
Don't be a dick. He was
Don't play
already
this game in every port city. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you don't like Felicity, fine. But let's not play this person in every city game.
Okay.
Okay.
I was very convinced and I almost believed you.
That's not gonna happen.
So, you guys get your rest and are invited back. The banquet is informal, and as the king is there in the banquet hall, he is widely proclaiming people to heroes from the battle to have lands and titles. For some people, you are given a promotion.
Yay!
Let's
What
go,
am I now?
executive.
Finally got that promotion.
You are actually the assistant to the spy master.
Yay!
He's the executive.
You,
I'm an intern.
unpaid.
Unpaid. Lost the paycheck.
Actually, but no. The spy master just says as long as you report in every once in a while, you will generally be able to find quarter anywhere within the kingdom.
Do I get a raise?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll pay you twice what I'm paying you now.
Damn it.
You're a spy journeyman.
Yeah. Avery, your father is actually given a fighter.
Wow.
He is made a noble.
Oh.
Now we can sleep in your bed.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I made it weird.
In fact, the after it's cleaned out, the Noviciuses are taking over the former Baron's estate.
Yay.
They have been elevated to the new house. They're the next house major.
So they're the new house major?
Yes.
Please
And-
don't fight with the Noviciuses. They're great.
And-
That's Aramel's people.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Aramel's people.
No, good. I'm fine with
And-
them. They're cool.
And your family. And what is your last name?
Mine?
Yes,
I never came up with Miller.
the Millers.
The Miller.
Oh,
Angry
God.
Miller.
And
Oh my god.
and now there is the Miller House Miller.
House Miller.
So wait,
It's the newest of the House Miners, and several of the ladies from House Miner, to include Felicity, come up to you and like, oh my gosh, welcome, and they're telling you they're going to introduce you to everybody. At which point, Aramel extracts you by saying, no, we're already engaged.
let's go!
And they're like, and they all look, and their faces look so dejected seeing Aramel as A, taken, and B, now just taking their fun out of getting you in the noble circles.
Did he ever like officially propose?
He does now,
He does it now.
Yes.
Aww.
and everybody claps, and it's a great time.
Yay. How big's the ring?
Um, actually, what does she say?
What do
What
you
do you
say?
mean? To his proposal?
Yeah.
Propose to her, DM.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I say it just like that.
The Duke Targana, officially announces that you are his ducal heir. Yeah, that's what it's called. Ducal, ducal heir.
Why are you raising your hand?
Yes, Idris.
Does Valinor allow her chosen one to have a married life, considering the last other person we know was the priest, who was a celibate, for all we knew?
I never
You
said I
have
was.
no idea.
Listen,
We'll
he
find
gets
that
some.
out later.
I'm not gonna smash.
Ask the hammer.
Excellent. Can I pull my hammer aside?
Winter, since you are not from the kingdom, he asks if there is any boon that you request.
Everybody gets to be a noble. Come on, no life.
Noble we did.
No, not a formal boon. Just hopefully we could possibly increase some trade. Maybe if my family could open a permanent hub here.
He says that once you can contact your family, that he would be more than happy to arrange that and arrange that with the various merchant lords.
Wait, shouldn't Winter get to deal
Well, I
with
look forward to further business with you.
He said whoever's the head of your family will be declared to be a merchant lord in the city
That's good.
or in the kingdom.
Well, that should be my older sister, so I suppose I'll have to write her a letter soon.
Hey sis, you're now a
Okay.
noble man.
All right, Archon. He said I would offer you titles and lands, but you are of your people. And he said he is recommitting himself to his alliance with your tribe, the Stormcrow clan. It's good enough for me. Your brother has goes and gets a hold of Gilmar and Gilmar's priestess, who is elevated as the head priestess. She reinstates you as a protector. However, because you obviously have other obligations, and you are wearing the ancestral things, she just asks that you represent people proudly. Of course. Idris, nobody recognizes you and you're given nothing.
The king knows me, though.
You're in disguise.
Okay. I'm gonna leave a little message saying this is Count Monet, aka Idris, aka Savior of the Kingdom, aka.
Okay.
So kneel there.
I will go with him. I will go with him to confirm
AKA
this
the
while
wielder
giving
of my
the
mighty
most
hammer.
judging look.
Hold on. No. The spy master saddles up next to you. What would you wish of the king?
Hard judgment with a wine glass from across the room.
You are not there.
I am in the room somewhere.
Yeah, massive banquet room. Yeah, you're in there somewhere.
She's probably judging somebody for something. Let's
Yes.
be honest here. All I ask is I need a small ship, probably like frigate size or sloop size. I need a crew ready for me at my beck and call for when I need to head out west, and I need as much information you have on. I list the isles that I'm from,
Okay.
and the other thing I need help with is getting in contact with my older brother who is still missing.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it. Oh, and I do kind of want to genuinely pursue this whole merchant business thing. So if you get me in some inroads of somebody that I can start trading goods with, or can push take on over some operation that somebody's been doing a pretty bad job at, and I can try to improve it.
Edward did have a small consortium of things that he did publicly.
Okay.
That can be arranged. Mostly internal trade up and along the
All I
coast.
ask is no slaves, man. I saw that once. That was real messed up. Put a better taste in my mouth. I think we should probably crack down on that.
Yes,
heard-
that's actually something that will be dealt with shortly.
Good.
As you guys are doing that, the king invites everybody out to the grand courtyard for the end of the celebration. And oh, that's the other thing. What's his name? Tarlin is actually named as the court mage
Oh, cool.
for his part in stopping
In teleportation.
things.
Finally, they recognize his genius.
Right?
Couldn't be head of transportation.
Hey.
You guys do see though the spy master. Several people coming up to the spy master, whispering things, coming and going as he's standing off to the side. As he seems to be standing off to the side, kind of keeping an eye on things. And he keeps getting people whispering to him, and he nods his head, goes over, talks to the king. The king nods, and things continuing there. As you guys are sitting there that evening, and suddenly people go, "Oh, look!" and you see a meteor shower happening. It's just looks like stars falling from the sky all over the place. And the king says, "How fortuitous of an evening that we have such a grand sight, and to mark the end of this horrible time." And at that point, he tells everybody to feast as long as they like, and he says that unfortunately he has matters that he has to attend to. Yes. Oh yes. You are granted land and titles if you wish.
Oh.
It's really not going to matter as much, but
I'll invite you. Brother? Bro, give me that.
is that
You're-
your mill?
What?
You can be adopted into a house. Yes.
I can have real parents.
My parents
Technically, they're not real parents.
In fact, your mother is like completely like feels out of place in this massive,
She's
adorable, this amazing ball. Yeah, she was invited because your father's wife, and she was purchased. The king actually made sure she had clothing to wear, knowing what was going to happen, and she looks completely out of place like this with this ball gown on, and she's like, I don't know what I should be doing.
So I'm in
Me, your new son, Mom.
So I'm in formal clothes. So I usually have like a very serious face as a dragonborn, but it's like not just a big ass screen. I'm like, "Mommy, Daddy,"
And
and I go towards the mom.
and she's like,
You can't see them on the.
she's like, how do I end up with all your friends?
I love my friends a lot. Also, cause sorry, I kind of sprung it on you, lady of House Miller. Congratulations, Mom.
She just kind of smiles and goes, I don't know what to do with
Also, this is my fiance, Arabelle. I'm sure you've met before.
this. Yes.
It's official.
And you also
step
find
one.
out that House Miller inherited House Aramil's former estate.
We did.
So basically, they're moving out of their estate and leaving their fiefdom to now House Miller. And now the Aramils have the former baronial estate, all of their fiefdom, everything. Like the Mavicius has moved up in the world.
Let's go. Do we
Yeah.
still get to keep our family?
You what?
Can we still keep them though? I asked my mom.
She said, our house is in our fiefdom, so yes.
Are we not moving into the estate?
No, she goes, we are, but I mean, obviously, we still own it.
Yeah, can we bring Moo to the new house?
Put him in a dress shop and find some.
Whoa.
Aramil goes, my lady, there's no room for the cow.
You have a horse.
She can live on the turnout.
If you put a dragonborn, you
Give
can
her the
put a cow.
highest
She
cow.
goes, and Aramil goes, a cow living in the state. Yeah, you know what? Why not, man?
Yeah.
No, give her the highest
Look, we
power
have
in
a
the
cow, we have a
court.
dragonborn. What else do we need?
Hey, can I ask for something?
The king says, yes. What do you require?
A couple weeks ago, we acquired this really badass coach.
Ah,
Oh no.
Yeah.
I want it extended,
No.
right?
Extensions.
Double its size.
Like
one of the house nobles goes, wait a minute.
No, it looks a lot like it. It's not yours.
I need you to pimp my ride.
So wait,
I put double split wheels on it.
Oh yeah.
Is there such a thing as a permanency spell? Is there a permanency?
Yes.
Okay.
We want some spinning rims.
Tarlin, could Tarlin put a permanent, what is it, prestidigitation, right?
Like a fire on the hook.
Flames on the wheels, permanent.
So make it so the wheels actually look like they're spitting fire.
Get us a Ferrari on that thing.
And so and the king's like, so you want a large coach, an extra large coach made
Yes.
with a spell that makes the wheels appear on fire.
Yes.
with flames coming out the side.
A team of at least 6 horses with the horseshoes of speed.
The king scratches his head. And
Just for when I'm in town.
he shall be housed at the palace.
Yeah! Woo! Baller.
Yes, Dastra.
2 things. One, before this party, I roughed up Idris for some piece of jewelry that he owns. Doesn't have to be important, just a piece of jewelry. A ring, a necklace, something on your person. Give it.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Okay.
Great.
Who is this person?
So she's gonna go up to Felicity during the party and give it to her as this is a token. He, in his last moments, he thought only of you.
Aww.
She's, FYI, she is wearing all black, has a veil, the whole 9 yards.
Poor baby.
She just starts sobbing afterwards.
Definitely spends the appropriate amount of time patting her, getting mascara on her dress, I'm sure, and being like, I got things to do.
I come over and comfort Felicity.
I leave.
Okay,
And then
I
I'm still
go
wearing my
sister.
armor, by the way. I'm not wearing a ball gun. I'm wearing my armor.
gotcha.
In the meantime, on the other side, celebrate good times.
Come on!
Yes, guys.
I also want to approach my father at some point during the night. Be like, so, now that things are back to normal and I'm heir, there's certain things I'm sure that are coming.
Yes.
And I just,
Look,
what are your thoughts on the big Goliath in our group? Archon?
you seem to be a formidable fighter.
Good guy, right?
Seems to be, yes.
I like him.
Why do you ask?
I really like him.
Oh my god! It's not taking your poison, that's fine. I mean,
He's got the hottest coach in town.
kind of pats her father's shoulder and be like, well, he's my consort. She tries to walk away immediately.
He grabs like iron grip on your shoulder, gently pulls you back, and goes, "Look, consort all you want. Marriage is for political alliances, and you know this."
Listen, I've forgotten a lot of stuff in the past couple months. Just saying.
Oh no.
Your marriage is reserved for political alliances. Consort all you want.
You got a list prepared?
Maybe like
There's
you gotta
only
throw me
one
out.
name on that list. Now that
Maybe like
things are
senses?
restored. But it depends on a number of things.
If it's who I think it is? Yeah, it depends on quite a few number of things. Have you seen him recently?
Yes. And there are arrangements being made. We think we can actually help him.
I mean, hopefully. He's a good guy, but...
Nothing that can't be solved with one-on-one combat.
Okay.
She offered to leave. This is the plan.
He goes, no, I require a formal introduction.
Oh. There is lots of cursing.
Have her back home by 7.
There is definitely several attempts of like, I'll show you through the crowd and her trying to slip away.
No.
Because
The
we're
spy master is at your elbow. Goes, your father requires his presence.
I send a message to Archon. Run. Run.
I blocked the door.
I cast message.
Literally, you see the spy master appears at your arm and says,
So we're at this banquet, right?
"Yes,
Oh, so I'm sitting at the table eating a big plate of chicken.
yeah."
No.
And the spy master comes and goes, "The Duke would like to request an audience with you if you are not too busy."
And you hear run in your head.
Run.
That's gonna be there in a minute.
Crap.
He goes, "I'll wait."
Am I with the spy master at this point?
Yes, actually, he asks that he says enjoy because there's work to be done very soon.
Do the cheese dip.
She's about
The
to
large fondue fountain.
Let's go.
Ah.
I think shortly
Okay,
after.
They're going to request to have a bathtub.
There's another message shortly after that's just like, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I'm sorry.
Hey, where's
This is gonna be awkward.
I'm gonna look for Avery.
Avery is, you see, comforting a sobbing Felicity.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over to her.
Okay.
Hi, Argon.
Hey,
I
I need a favor.
What do you need, good sir?
You need to cast a light spell.
Okay.
I don't buckle with you.
No.
I need you to make me look shiny.
What goddamn is happening?
Argon, you're. Doing this, you will require me a big old favor.
Okay.
So you cast
Light sensor
Oh,
bar.
it's a touch spell! It's
Archon.
Just right here.
So I see this bright light across from me, like, oh no!
Celebrate.
The spy master is sitting there just with his hand over his mouth, trying desperately not to laugh.
Before I do this, why do you need this?
Don't concern yourself with that.
Oh, I'm definitely concerned that I'm about to touch your trunk.
That's not what you should be concerned
Felicity
with.
just sobbing on your shoulder.
Felicity, baby girl, I need a minute. This is a lot.
Desiree cast invisibility on herself.
It's my belt. You've seen more.
I have seen worse.
She's still
I
invisible.
should have seen worse.
On multiple occasions.
Where's my father in all this?
He's off
Okay,
now
so he's
being
not-
introduced to the rest of the
He's not
nobility.
witnessing me touching Archon's
No,
belt buckle. Thank God.
no.
Want me to text him?
belt buckle. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, but I've seen what's down there.
Oh
We
no.
all have.
Yeah, I
Not me?
Want me to text him?
very just.
Ding.
When she does, I'm gonna swirl.
Okay, light spell lasts for an hour.
I'm following you. I don't know why you need.
I'll put my little flap down over it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Now I'll go see the
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
My
You
ding
go,
I'm invisible.
the spy master looks over and then suddenly stops.
I'll leave it out.
Looks right at you.
What I'm gonna do is that his arm like this.
Yes, like his hand is just like this. Looks right at you and just says, "Lady Gastria, I thought you were above this childishness."
I got magic pretty recently, so no.
I'm pretty. Leave me alone.
Shut up. I believe in you guys. I dropped the invisibility.
Okay.
Damn it.
Gastria's standing there, and you see her father is an imposing figure. He's not short by any means, but even he looks up at you and looks up at you and kind of smiles, looks down at you, Gastria. Would you kindly introduce us?
This is Archon of the Stormcrow clan. He's they're very good man who has saved my life on multiple occasions.
Yes, and
I hate you so much.
No, we talked.
My company is spy master. Am I in the room
I
too?
was introduced at the last two parties as his consort.
No,
He was your consort.
having become
Yeah,
somewhat
shut up.
familiar with,
Yeah.
the trappings of modern society,
Oh god.
I'll kind of whisper over Henry and I'll tell her, I'm kind of impressed.
Yes. He is technically the second in line for the Stormcrow clan.
Am I in the room? Am I with the spy master?
Wait,
You are with
kill his brothers.
well, you're over partying.
You're with on
yes.
you both. I'm with Archon.
Okay.
I would think
And he
so.
says, "I approve of this, consort." As he levels his eyes at you, Gastria.
Can I leave now?
It is very nice to meet you, Archon of Clan Stormcrow. And he actually says that in giant.
I whip my cloak back,
Show my shiny belt
buckle
buckle.
my belt buckle up right in his eyes.
He doesn't even blink.
Dasher has gotten like half a foot away and is just facing away from this, like
Amber, you was
You are accustomed to glorious light as well.
He tells you that he is actually friends with Gilmar, and they fought on the battlefield together. He said, "Someday ask Gilmar of Duke Targana and the battles that we have fought together."
I will.
wait, only the once or multiple times?
That this was battle, meaning it was something a long time ago, probably against the Hobgoblins.
Oh no.
Well, I'll draw my dagger and I'll be like, well, warrior, you do me this honor. I'll put my dagger up to his chest.
Not
He
exactly.
takes it
Oh no.
and goes, and he unbuttons his shirt,
Whoa.
and
What?
you see that you see a scar there, and he draws it, holds it out to you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Same one.
Would that count as assault to the king or no?
Wait, you just
This is not the case.
slid across the
Or
Yes.
like right now?
Yes.
He's bleeding.
This is the Duke. Yes.
Oh, good lord.
He does this in full view of everybody with Archon.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't kind of great.
I'll tell you,
knife against
Normally
the-
we don't hold outsiders in all that high regard, but I'm happy to know you.
I'm glad to know you, Archon of Climstorm Crow. And he immediately buttons up his shirt.
You're just
And
gonna
I'll cover my light.
You're just gonna-
Sir Duke Targana, can I please heal that?
No, it must heal naturally.
You're just gonna bleed out like that.
I'll be fine.
I don't care.
I'll be fine.
I write this down.
Get him a band-aid. He'll be
Can
fine.
I get you a band-aid? Something to wash the blood out?
I'll have somebody take care of it later.
I see a little bit of the blood seeping through the
Oh,
crowd.
Oh, you can see
This-
it.
Prestidigitation. It comes back.
Okay.
Yeah, a little too hardcore.
The party lasts well into the evening, and eventually you guys retire to your various places to sleep again. The following morning, you guys are summoned to the king's court. All of you showing, I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
Even Idris, is he in disguise again? May I have to waste my spell slot on you again?
Is it a private audience?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
private audience.
Yeah, no, I'll go if it's private.
As we're walking in, I turn and go, "Oh, hey, Felicity."
But she's not there. It's a private
No,
audience.
no, but I wanted to see you flinch.
Oh.
Just randomly. Hold on, let me.
Give me a charisma check at that.
Wouldn't that be a deception, which was 13?
Yes.
So not good.
Natural 20.
Jesus.
Oh my god. He walks in, you're like, Felicity? He's like, really?
Bitch, please.
My disguise is that good.
Okay.
As we're walking in, I'm gonna sidestep over to Dashby.
I shine my belt
I
buckle.
think I'm still learning your ways, but what was that about last night? Why did you want your father to know that, consort, that we are,
We're doing it.
that felt odd.
I know it was. That was not my intention.
Oh no.
Don't look at me like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm just waiting
No.
to see what you say.
Oh no.
We're all waiting to see what she says.
Now that everything is settling, I am of a marriageable age. It's actually a little unusual that I haven't been
right now.
married off yet, so I just wanted to try not to let my father immediately marry me off if I can avoid it. I thought that might help. And
So you need my help not to be married.
it's not just that.
You're trying to anger your father.
Trying to get back to them.
No!
Everybody but Dastria and Archon, silence. They're having this conversation relatively privately. Well, everybody else approaching, I'm seeing them kind of hang back a little bit. So, continue.
That's where he takes like a deep breath and like, you are a wonderful, a wonderful person, man, gentleman, warrior. You're not there. Shut up! Don't laugh.
I'm aware of this.
Yes, I would be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy the thought of you actually being my consort. So perhaps I was using that a little bit to keep my father off my back for a little while. It did not work. I apologize if I have assumed or offended. I can clear up that misunderstanding if need be, but
In my culture, you take what you want.
Oh no.
sorry, very awkward sip right there.
Right in my ear.
Okay, actually, so that was excellent. Can I roll an an insight check to see if she actually gets what he's trying to say.
Yes.
Please.
You get advantage. You've
Yeah,
known
because
her
that
for a
was
while.
terrible. That was not as terrible. That was 17.
You're picking up what he's dropping.
Okay.
You're picking up what he's putting down.
Oh no.
He's not the only one with the mighty hammer.
She kind of looks around for a minute. Is there anybody around?
Great axe.
I mean, your party's about 15 feet ahead.
Yeah,
of you.
Bye.
I walk off.
God, no. I grab him by the kilt. No!
I want a dexterity, unarmed attack equivalent.
Not good.
Oh,
God. Unarmed, so that's what, my proficiency plus,
Yeah, I'll allow you dex.
that's, 13.
I don't think that hits you, does it?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You misses his kilt and his belt buckle basically as he walks off. You're now standing there awkwardly by yourself. With your party.
Yeah, I know.
Probably a few shades redder than she usually is.
Yep, I was trying to see if she had any spells that would be appropriate, but I don't think she actually has anything good.
What kind of spell would be appropriate for this?
fireball.
Something like whole person.
I'll look back over my shoulder and like, you still got my stick, don't you? My magic stick.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was
Just making sure.
Okay.
still got my magic stick.
Magic.
Okay.
I think there's definitely a moment of like, I will later.
Okay. The king says that you guys have done well and he appreciates your efforts, and he says that he wants you guys to take a few days to rest. He knows you've rested after the battle, but he has heard some concerning things and he's trying to confirm those, and he's going to ask you to look into them. So, I need to know, what are you doing for the next week in town?
Well,
Yes.
get back in.
I'm going to continue to try and commune with Falinora to essentially ask her for not a boon or a favor, but just ask her something.
What are you asking her?
After the fight with war and all of that, and seeing my dad plummet to the earth, being a trickster cleric hasn't been the most advantageous thing. And I've trained with my father, and I'm sneaky on my own, and I'd like to ask her if she could essentially boost my healing so that it can help my
Change your focus.
change my focus. Yes, if she would allow that.
Give me percentiles.
Oh,
And you can make 7 sets of percentiles
okay. 43,
every day.
94.
On day 2, you find that your trickster domain abilities no longer work.
Okay.
Instead, you come up with new abilities, and you are made aware of these. Hammer is more than happy to explain them to you.
I would love it if my hammer would.
You now have the life domain.
Lit. So my armor feels better now that I'm wearing
Yes.
it. I feel less clunky around.
Actually, the scale mail,
Mhm.
the scale mail always worked for you because it gave you proficiency.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But you now can wear that plate armor that you found on the bride, the
Was-
+1 plate.
Was that a Falinora? Was it Falinora's plate?
No, it's just generic plate.
I'll have to think about it. Can I also ask her if it would be okay if I wore the plate rather than her armor to protect my party?
You don't get any answer on that, but the hammer says Falinor chosen should protect herself in any way that she can.
It was +1 plate.
It's +1 plate.
Lit.
Okay.
That's good.
Did you take the shield previously as well?
I did
Her
take
shield?
it. I did take
And
it.
you did
no,
know what the
it
shield was.
It wasn't her shield. It was another +1 shield that we had found
Okay.
previously.
Because who took her shield?
I think we just have it part of the event.
Okay.
Okay, pardon.
It is a +2 shield. So,
I'll take it.
yes, Vidrus.
I wish to construct a couple of different ballads. First, an epic ballad to commemorate the battle.
Performance check with advantage, since you were there.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you for the advantage. That's going to be a nice 23.
Yeah, you construct a very nice ballad, and do you perform it in front of anybody?
Well, I'll approach the group first. I'm like, okay, just kind of was some shopping around, kind of coming up with ideas. What do y'all think? And I don't know how do you want me to do this?
What do you mean?
It's like it starts out, I think, with kind of like a slow.
Once was a man from Manhattan.
Okay.
Then it starts picking up as it's kind of getting to more upbeat type of, I don't know, climactic, like a tension building. And then you proceed to get into like this nice, like,
Gotcha. And he plays for you this amazing, wonderful ballad, and his voice is so melodious. And after he's done playing, you guys are just in awe of this performance.
Completely seriously, Felicity would have loved that.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I appreciate that. But then I would like to proceed to like, I would like to go to anonymously in a disguise, and I would play it at different like taverns over the next couple days.
Oh, it's picked up
student's
immediately.
bard.
It's picked up immediately.
The masked bard. You made a new title for yourself.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to make a small, slightly sadder one commemorating my sister that I wish to perform to my other sister.
Okay.
So.
Make it.
All I can think about.
Yeah.
It's most definitely something like that.
That is hilarious. Okay. Okay. And your sister, she cries. She listens to it, and thanks you for that.
Yeah, I also wanted this financial to like give her a good sum of money so that she's comfortable. The living sister.
The living sister. Yeah. He says that the king will assure her.
Oh, she's never to do my family.
She was.
Yeah, I want her to have her own place now.
Yeah. She'll be given a home and be taken care of.
All right, that's it.
Okay, Archon, what about you for the next week?
Probably just be supervising the additions to the coach.
Okay.
I think on the 5th day, Daphne will wake up and find a dead chicken outside.
Okay, I feel like I also should clarify what I'm doing this week because there might be some stuff going back and forth here.
And Dasria?
So there's three things, different things depending on if it's day or night. During the day, or at least originally, she wants to check in on the orphanage rebuild for Sycamores memory. But she also wants to find either Gilmar or Belmar,
Okay.
if she can find them,
Okay.
and ask them about Goliath courtship rituals or anything like that. Completely bright red the entire time.
They look at you, they nod, and Gilmar says that you would make a fitting mate to Archon.
I'm asking for a friend.
Ah, a friend then. Well,
So that was not the right die. So it wasn't terrible. It's 18.
18? Okay. Okay.
No, actually, I think she is. I don't think she actually does well. It's probably not accurate.
Okay. Archon, would you explain a Goliath courtship for females? Isn't it usually instigated by the females?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Goliaths usually just take what they want.
But I mean,
But
is there?
with someone who is, of course, willing, but
Willing to be taken.
it's. And they try to explain it, and they're going back and forth in Giantish.
Oh gosh, you're having both of them?
Then we'll ask her, has she been gifted with a chicken?
Oh god.
Yeah, they ask, is like, have you been presented with any gift offering?
No. She actually deflates kind of a lot at that point. She did. Oh, I thought I had.
Well, if they are, then if your friend is gifted with a gift offering, that's usually a good sign.
But there's no like markings or clothing or dancing or
Oh,
weird times of the week, anything.
that's after you've taken a mate.
Okay.
But yeah, wait. If you've been given a sacrifice gift, then yes.
Okay.
Okay. And one morning, you wake up with a dead chicken on the porch, and the Duke is asking why there's a dead chicken on, why he's got a servant asking about a dead chicken that's been laid at the front door.
The cats around here are getting real big.
Ooh, he
She
can.
walks away.
And your father looks, she goes,
She grabs invisibility and leaves. No.
who was the...
Not embarrassed, but like determined, actually.
The chicken is actually hung by its neck.
She still uses the cat excuse.
Yeah. Like,
I can know imagine if it's like,
On a note that says in a really bad, like almost like pictographic language, like no touch.
Yeah.
yeah,
The thing is, the Duke knows exactly what this is about.
Dasher responds with, well, we do have a really large cat staying with us. And she leaves. Implying that Winter's fault. Winter did this.
Oh no!
I love you, Winter.
Throwing my girl under
I did what now?
What? She's blaming you for a dead chicken.
hung on her door.
Excuse you.
Yes.
Okay. So you and what do you do as a result?
I think because this was the morning, she's going to spend the day. She wants to basically go to his room at night, so she's probably going to she's not going to drink. She's going to have a drink before she goes, and
Spend the night with Archon.
yes.
Okay.
Hooray.
And I think she actually. I don't know where is he staying. At the estate
At the
somewhere
palace.
else.
You would have been invited to stay at the palace.
Some nights maybe, some nights not.
Okay. Give me a investigation check.
Yeah, at the farm he would be gone a lot. Right?
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you find where he is that night. Yeah, you were able to track him down.
Are you in a room or outside?
Yeah.
In the barn.
In the barn? Oh, okay. Back to the barn.
Okay.
Then she kicks open the door.
Gotcha. Okay. Oliver, you are sent on a number of fact-finding missions.
Yes.
You're asked to, and you're told that when the king summons you, your group, there's going to be a number of things. I need to know the truth of what's going on. But he gives you a list. He's saying several of the cities lost a number of people, and there's serious civil unrest in Rib and Lunias here. He also tells you that there's some goings on in Borest that needs to be investigated, and as well as there's been rumors of bandits raiding supply caravans since they've been trying to send relief supplies, and even more so that he said that the Winter, are you listening?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can hear me. Sorry. And he also says that there's wandering Tabaxi tribes in the area that he said that they're being accused of being the bandits. And he wants you to look into that. Additionally, he's hearing some strange things that, like, the peasantry suddenly seems to be flooded with riches, and he wants to know why.
This is going to be an awesome PowerPoint.
Yeah. But he says when the king sends you on the errands that he's sending you on, he wants you to look into those things.
Gotcha.
Okay. Winter, what are you doing for the next 7 days?
Sending a lot of messages.
Who are you sending messages to? I'm assuming your family is one.
My family mainly.
You actually get a response relatively quickly from your, I think it's your brother
Okay.
or your sister. Which one was should be in charge?
That would be the oldest sister.
You get a message back from your sister that says they're actually on this continent looking for trading, looking for opportunities to trade.
Wonderful. Well, looks
But
like
they
we
are
have a
having-
perfect opportunity for.
They are having some struggles trying to establish anything.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay. Diedrich, what are you doing for the next week?
So, do we return the items that we borrowed?
Yes, that's another thing. You guys got to return all the things that you borrowed. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no, they were lost on the battlefield. Oh well.
That's yes.
How much would he charge us to buy them off him? Because I would like to keep my cloak of protection if I could buy them off him.
Cloak of protection.
To clarify, this is the stuff given us by the king, not the stuff that was
Yes.
left to do Targon.
Correct. He says that he really needs a lot of that stuff for the rebuilding effort.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he needs it back.
Do you know anywhere to get a cloak of protection?
He said he can probably have one commissioned for you. Tarlin says he could probably have one made for you for about 750 gold.
No.
But it's gonna take a week to get it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Can I have asked him at the beginning of the week?
Yeah, that's fine.
Land.
And you have the 750,
Can I give him 75 platinum?
350.
75 platinum,
That'll be 750.
750. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Totally random, but I meant to mention this sessions ago. Daphria also sends a letter, and I have her name written down and how to find it, to that woman back in Forest that she stole the clothes from with like 10 gold in it. It says sorry.
Also, what about homegirl that we left in Boris that we're supposed to return to her merchant father?
That's a great question.
Oh,
I
he
don't
knows.
care.
He knows my
She was
face.
here.
He called me out
No,
on
we
it.
never. Apparently, we left her.
I thought she was.
No, her dad lives here, but we
So-
never.
You mean Melisana?
No,
Yeah, I
someone.
thought she was at the first party we went to.
No, Melisana's father was.
And he recognized me and called me out on it. If I do remember.
No, I called you out on it, and he did not recognize you.
No, he recognized me. Who is it?
Why? We
No,
never mentioned
he's
her.
not the one who recognized you. It was the other guy.
Oh, it was the other guy.
Dane's. It was Dane's father that
Dane's daddy.
recognized
That
you.
was it.
Which, by the way, Dane is engaged.
To who?
A merchant prince from another family.
Oh, he's gay.
No,
You said-
no,
you said
prince, merchant prince's daughter.
Oh.
A merchant prince's daughter.
You can't do that to me.
Sorry.
I got so excited.
Which poses an interesting problem for
Oh yeah, bestie.
somebody else's daughter.
Sabrina.
Keep his
Sabrina.
daughter, right?
Huh?
We're not together.
No, they did not run off together.
He
left town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left town with Eddie Dearest and left Sabrina. Oh.
That was Angela's daughter.
pulled
right?
Angela's daughter. Yeah.
I also send money to Angela. Apparently, I have written here that I owe her some money. I don't know why, but
How
apparently
much do you send her?
I
Yeah, you owe her
sent
money
each of them
because
30 gold.
you destroyed the room by hiding the dead goblins
That is
Yeah.
it.
in the mattress.
I send both people 30 gold.
Gotcha.
If we ever make a trip back to
Forest?
if we ever make a trip back to Forest, we have some things to do.
I sent those letters out.
Okay.
I know, but I want to participate.
All right. So, you guys at the end of the week. Oh yeah, you.
I hang out with the new family.
Very good. Okay. At the end of the week, the king summons you and tells you that he has several things he needs you to do and look into. Number one, there's been an strange influx of currency into the kingdom, and he wants you to look into it.
Point number one.
He's not sure why, but he's heard that after the war was over, that there's been a huge influx in currency, and the gem merchants are suddenly flooded.
Stock market's been going
Um,
crazy.
Oh no.
He tells you that he's getting some disturbing reports of civil unrest in Rib and Lunyasir, rather.
Can you slow down just one bit? I'm trying to write this stuff down. And
Sure, you're good.
Okay, so what was it? Currency flooding in?
Influx of currency into the kingdom.
Okay. Next one.
Next one is civil unrest in Rib, RHYB, and Lunyasir, Luniasyr. It's east of Mopal.
Mopal? Lunyasar. Oh, this one.
Yep.
Okay. Civil unrest in both these places?
Yes. Apparently, there is a shortage of food and other supplies, which leads him to his next problem. He needs you guys to help deliver supplies to these places and any other towns along the way. Apparently, there's while this was happening, the war was happening, large bands of goblins riding wargs had been seen and burning crops. And they've had a problem with unseasonably cold weather that's destroyed the planting season. I say destroyed crops. They destroyed food storage places, and that the planting season, which is where you guys are right now in planting season, it's been unseasonably cold, and they haven't been able to actually get the planting done.
Which is unrelated to the crops not working in the kingdom before we took down the Baron. Because I remember that was an issue too.
I think it's all connected because we've still got 3 other horsemen.
Famine,
We know this is coming.
but the cold part, I guess, which is I thought odder than usual. But
Correct.
Probably just part of the famine.
maybe.
I mean, I suspect that the influx of money is part of famine as well, simply because crazy inflation. The stories in post World War I era Germany, where people were having to carry barrelfuls of money just to get a loaf of bread, that screws with the place. That's my suspicion. Automatically, what's happening there?
He says
There's been an influx.
an influx of currency.
Is it? Did you say foreign currency?
No, just influx of gold happened in the kingdom,
No idea.
and the gem merchants are seem to have some part in it, and he doesn't know what's going on.
The what merchant?
Gem merchants.
Shiny
I
rock.
kind of want to deal with that first. It's in town. I think it's easy enough to investigate that.
Okay, got that.
Additionally, he wants delivering the supplies. He's had problems with supplies getting to some of these places as they've been having bandits attacking. And he said that part of what he's also hearing is there's been some traveling Tabaxi tribes who he's hearing are the ones, at least what he's hearing, are the ones behind it.
Gotcha.
This is kind of a lot to put on us.
He just wants you guys to look into some of the stuff.
But that's,
Solve what you can, but
that's a varied list. Is there something that's more important, or you have a feeling about anything?
The Duke is telling us?
No.
no, this is the king. The king is asking you guys to look into this stuff, mostly into the southern areas. Most of the stuff is the southern areas. He has his people and forces trying to clean up and rebuild it in the kingdom. He just wants you to look into it, and as soon as you get word, he can send it. He goes, oh, and one last thing. On your way, if you would head to that location south of Statine and deal with whatever slave trade the barons had going on, I would greatly appreciate that.
Gladly.
Okay. Speaking of which, the Baron's still alive, albeit he's gone through some
Cosmetic changes.
And
changes.
he smiles and goes, so I've heard.
Which one was castrated?
And both of them, I think.
Both.
Both.
He says his execution is scheduled for dawn.
Are we invited?
Yes.
I'm not attending.
He's
I'm
asking-
spending time with family.
Oh,
He
Good family
he
outing.
actually
Come on.
he actually asked that you guys. Some of the stuff is very disturbing. He's hearing and can really destabilize the kingdom, and he's trying to get things back under control. He asked that you guys leave tomorrow after the execution.
What's the demeanor of this king?
The king, he seems very tired and very harried. And he says he's gotten word that the priest is coming to heal his son.
Good.
The priest.
The one.
Azrael?
Azrael, yeah. You guys know him as Azrael. He's just
He doesn't know the priest.
and everybody else has
As I said, the priest is going. He's like, oh, Azrael. Who?
My boss.
Okay.
Or my manager.
What is
Yep. What's up, Archon?
I think it might be pretty visibly obvious that Archon feels very almost put off by all this.
The execution or the.
This king coming to me and saying, do all this stuff for me. He's not used to that.
He's asking you. He's asking this of you, not telling you. It's very clear that he's asking for your help in this. That you guys have done so much for the kingdom, and you've proved yourselves capable. And he's asking you guys to do this.
And Winter's wanting to check his phone.
Yeah,
I know.
Winter sent you a private message.
With me personally, I'm going to continue following this path.
I mean, I don't say anything, but
Yeah.
You look
Okay.
You look more moody than normal.
Is it like a?
yes.
We can always have like a talk after this meeting.
Right, yeah, I don't say anything.
Oh,
I'm just kind of.
You're my big sister then. 16.
Oh my God, you're such babies.
I am a baby. I'm cute.
Okay.
You're tolerable.
All right. So,
10 years of college.
what do you guys want to? He goes, "Will you accept?" He goes, "I am willing to reward you for your efforts."
Well, when you put it like that,
Gold digger. But I'll do it.
Should we confirm before we accept anything, or?
I mean, he's just asking if we can, and if we can, cool. If not, some things will sort themselves out. Is my understanding too. I look at him.
I would. I would appreciate if you would look into this, as you have more experience with some of these things than some of my people, and I have most of my people here. But yes, if you don't have the ability or time, then I would understand.
Does my father know you're trying to send me off to battle again?
Yes.
Oh wow, you approved. And mine?
Yes.
Ooh. Alrighty. Well.
I mean,
In fact, I've been informed by a representative from the Tower of Knowledge that you would be best suited to this.
Who? That's right.
You, as a group.
oh,
Oh, I want to go to the Tower of Knowledge.
yeah.
A representative after this meeting wishes to meet with you.
Oh, yes.
We can go into the Tower of Knowledge.
No, they're actually choosing to meet you out here.
Still.
Got some?
I'll step up and I'll say, typically don't feel I owe allegiance to anyone, but I make an exception for these people, and I'll do. They've helped me, and I'll help them. But are you aware that tools, valuable tools that could help in this kind of endeavor, were just taken from all of them?
Yes.
I'll let you think about that while you ask us to do all this.
He nods his head and said, "You're absolutely correct. We'll make do without." And he gives you back everything that you just got landed.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
said,
give him
consider an advance on the work I ask.
I told him to keep the ring.
I give him mine back since I have a new cloak.
Okay.
What you giving him? Because I like it. What you got?
Gold digger.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
utilizing what we got.
I'll let him use it.
I
Cloak
mean,
of
to be
protection.
fair,
Cloak protection.
I appreciate your decision. I think
So I keep my
it could
boots.
save lives.
Yes.
Yay.
I let him keep the ring.
Okay.
Which was a ring of.
Heroism. It was his ring he gave me.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is, party, what do you? Well, let's.
Tower of Knowledge people, right?
Tower of Knowledge. After this, the representative is given a. You guys are. There's a room that you guys are given. It's basically a conference room type room the king has, and you see a robed figure standing there at the head. Desperate, based on his dress, this guy is from like the 7th tier of the Tower of Knowledge. He's from the highest tier.
You finally read my letter.
I read your letter the day I had it. But we had to wait.
Why?
Because it takes efforts to open books. Some books.
You know that there are people in this group that could have helped with that, you know?
We had no idea until the Lord was defeated.
Okay, so now what?
Now is my turn to ask, what are your plans for dealing with, if at all, with dealing with the other four or with the other three horsemen?
Chosen one?
Well, we know we have an idea. It was famine that was the flies on someone who tried.
No.
Pestilence.
Oh, pestilence. We have an idea of, or we've seen the marks of pestilence, and we've seen famine with the scales. We have not seen anything dead. We know their signs. We haven't seen them.
We've seen the effects of famine, though.
I thought we said. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we hear there was an avatar of either pestilence or famine already aware and going, but there had been no avatar of death confirmed?
We know of them. We haven't seen them do anything towards us. We don't know how to find them. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
We have no way to reach them. We're gonna have to search.
You know of a
them.
representative of death,
Representative, but we don't
Of
know
death,
how
of
to
death.
Right?
and you have no idea who or where, if anything, the we'll say avatar incarnation of pestilence or famine.
Okay.
Haven't seen those two yet.
Gotcha. Sorry.
No, but some of these quests the king has us on, I think, is going to help us find them.
Yeah, that's my thing is we'll probably encounter them at some point, and we're probably going to keep looking for them. Knowing us, we'll probably attract them.
We have general leads.
We have general leads that are stench of us is probably going to attract them to us. We killed more.
We are not subtle.
We're not subtle. We're not slick.
So we have seen.
Yeah, but
We've been looking for a specific book. A book that was taken from us. We believe the Baron was behind it. It is a book that might be able to tell us more.
what book?
It is a book dedicated to what we believe to be a dead goddess.
What's her name?
We don't know. We've never been able to crack the book. All we know is that this goddess was somehow involved in the events of this in the past.
What did the book look like?
Can I roll an insight check on him?
Go ahead.
No, that's 6.
He describes the symbol of Falinora.
Yeah, I figured. Have you ever heard of the goddess Valora?
We have found texts relating to this possibly being the name of this ancient goddess.
Should I show them on my shield?
Yeah, I pull out my prayer book that I found on the island, the little one. Did it kind of look like this?
Yes, but more elaborate.
Oh yeah, I know what the book is at. It's mine. I'm her chosen one.
Can you prove this?
Sure I can. I pull out the hammer, say, this is Angelus. Her hammer. Angelus, say hello. Speak, boy.
And she introduces herself. It introduces itself as Angelus, the Hammer of Falinora. He goes, "So you've been able to open the book?"
I'm the only one who can read it.
Ah,
So the Baron, we believe the way he found out about war and all this jazz was he had someone force their way into the book, a celestial. Anyone who tries to open the book who is not me will be damaged. Shocked with radiant energy, and we know this because there are singed fingerprints, and the Baron admitted to himself. Celestials can read it, I guess. I can read it, I guess. No one else can read it.
No, I can't.
that's subjective, but I understand. And he pulls out several pages that have been transcribed from the book. You recognize these pages because they discuss war. And
How long that taken?
the better part of 2 centuries
How? How'd you open the book?
with much difficulty.
Read it with just as much?
Yes, but we've been able to translate some of it.
I would like to make a point here, Adrian. We don't know whose fingerprints those were.
The Baron?
We're assuming they're the Baron's.
No. When we put the Baron in the Circle of Truth,
No, we're assuming it belongs to someone who is working for the Baron, right?
he set himself in the Zone of Truth that he had a Celestial open the book to read it.
Then I use command.
What was that?
So,
I'm not
sure.
for the Baron fingerprints, though.
Yeah, he said that was the person who opened it was the Celestial.
Was it? I assumed that was somebody that failed.
Celestial failed. They died.
Never mind.
The
They
Celestial
were able to
died.
crack the book open, but
Didn't
Yeah.
survive.
killed them.
Yeah, never mind.
So, yeah. I'm still personally going through the book myself. I haven't, as I'm sure you've seen, it is a massive tome. I haven't been able to read through the entire thing cover to cover and all of that. Plus, fellow followers in our party have been enlightened with me. I've been,
One dead, one
yeah,
probably about to die.
our part, yeah. Those who have aligned themselves and have chosen to work in the goddesses, work in her army, I guess. The
Walking away.
2 followers. We're working on it, but
Kurt follows.
yes, we've been going through it, and we have general descriptions of war, pestilence, famine, and death. We have
Are you responsible for the orphanage being dedicated to this goddess?
none of it's her. It was both of us. We opened it.
Gotcha.
Because both of us.
Interesting. We've noticed the problem. We've noticed an increase in the worship of this nearly forgotten goddess.
She also did some work in the asylum. She helped to enlighten those stuck there after the Baron's crystal mess.
Well, we will assist as we are able to look through our archives and the library to find any information that will help you. Right now, our research is in its infancy stage, as this was thought to be myth. Until you allegedly, from our sources, have found apparently the tomb of Torgrim.
Yeah.
Have you come across any of the other tombs?
Other two. We found, we did find the 2 generals as well.
So his lieutenants, okay, yes, but have you found the tombs of the previous incarnations of famine, pestilence, and death?
Why would it matter? What's there to be found there?
I'm sure it's a good starting point. The thing that's throwing me off about all this is we found someone with the markings of famine working with war, or working within war. He was in war. He was the druid. But we don't know what he was doing.
The minions of the horsemen often work together for various things. So you've only seen pestilence and you have seen famine in addition to war, correct?
Yes.
But what does finding the old tombs have to do with anything? We found some basic information, but nothing that I think has helped us at all.
I think that's where the launching off point started. Where like it almost started to spread. The word of war, his minions. I think that's where it originated. So if we find the other tomb, we can possibly maybe find a general vicinity of where its influence will spread.
But I mean, we've already got the influence of famine here.
Yeah, so it's. Remember the goblins?
Yeah.
They had the markings of war. They had their hideout there. I'm assuming
Do
this
not
could be wrong.
assume that they are all co-located.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they were the first to go there, got infected almost, and spread wide, and then they found
No.
that perhaps they found
I would-
storm crows.
I would counter that with the fact that they were trying to get into the tome, I thought. Remember, that was the druid trying to get into the tome? So at that point, it was still sealed up.
But all this started long before that.
Yeah.
I think the Baron's plan started with us getting kidnapped almost a year ago. Over a year ago.
Yeah.
And the goblins weren't there much longer. Or no, they were. It'd only been a few weeks since the since we had gotten there when the goblins had started attacking, we weren't on that ship for months.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
What
that's
is the
after.
benefit of finding these tombs?
Yeah.
We found an inscription that we know what the old Avatar of War's name, but I don't think we found anything else useful.
It's weird because he started like a world war. We
Yes.
found nothing on him.
Yes, we have some recollections of that particular war, and that is after that war was completed and after they were defeated, that is when we built the tower to maintain knowledge because so much was on the cusp of being lost. But all the records from that era were destroyed. We don't know why. Our founders destroyed it.
Wow.
That's not good. So the founders of Tower of Knowledge destroyed?
Yes, most of those records are destroyed. We know how we were founded, we know when we were founded and why we were founded, which is why when war was marching, we had to seclude ourselves. We had no idea what was going to happen.
Isn't this strange? Bookkeepers burning the books you're supposed to keep? Man, that's the irony of things.
Trust me, it's not lost on us.
Apparently, it is actually though.
Yeah.
DM,
Yes.
have I heard anything about that in the book, in the tome? I haven't heard anything about the Tower of Knowledge or the War of Torgrim.
You saw some references to the previous incarnation of war and how they were killed.
How Torgrim was killed?
Yeah, he was killed in combat.
Yeah. But
But-
nothing about like the actual war itself.
You haven't found that part yet.
I'm gonna look for that eventually.
Okay.
That's the next thing I'm searching.
Interesting.
Also, what about the previous iterations of Fame and War? Yeah.
I haven't seen those either, I'm sure.
Is it
You've been concentrating on war so much.
Because we've been fighting
Yeah.
his incarnation.
good note to go check out if you can? That'd be super cool. 'Cause
Okay.
I guess what you're trying to get out from this guy is, does he have any leads on where the others originated from? So that, if anything, if we go hunting some ruins and see if we can go learn more, I guess would be good.
Yeah.
I suppose that we've got so many other leads to check that searching for tombs. I don't know.
Our understanding is that you are on a couple errands for the king after war tried his conquest. We will do what we can to search for that information and give you what we can.
Oh, okay.
Be appreciated. Can you keep in contact with us successfully? Do you have a spell to do that? Or we need to wait for us to return to the city to get this information you might find?
We'll have something by the time you return. We'll send word to you by other means if we find something sooner.
Alright.
I'll send a messenger or whatever
Okay.
to Belagar
Okay.
to see if he can collect any information whatsoever on how all this happened with our father. What
Mhm.
do they know? What triggered it? How it was triggered? That
Okay.
might complete
Okay.
something else with one of the other three.
Okay.
So, it was Pestilence that was also found in your village?
Yeah.
It was your village, right? Not a neighboring one? So you had War and Pestilence.
Right.
Concerning.
So
But do you remember who had pestilence?
Was it
The
the bride?
pestilence. It was the bride.
Oh, the bride had Pestilence. And
It
then
was marked with pestilence.
So if there's any information that there might be a lead there somewhere,
Yeah.
possibly. Maybe not, but maybe.
My main worry is that perhaps whoever raised the bride is the one who may have done that. I don't know. This is not going to sound good, but there may be clues in her tomb, but I don't think you want to check there. That's my only thought.
Yeah. I agree with that.
See what they come back with if there's anything. Go from there.
Okay. He sends you on your way, and says that they'll be in touch. You get a message back from Belagar. He tells you that a strange envoy. All he knows is that your father received a strange envoy from somebody, from another place. He doesn't know where because he wasn't made privy of it, and was given something as a token of goodwill. And after that is when he started to change, and he started taking in people into confidences. That's when people started disappearing, and when he and your brothers had raised objections, especially when he started taking envoys from the hobgoblins, they were made to disappear, and that's when your brother was disappeared.
Was he wearing any strange token when we killed him?
No. The only thing is that massive marking of war on his chest.
I sent a message back to Belagar. Do what you can to find this token.
He says he will.
Maybe ask your father.
Yeah, that was my
how
house.
he got the mark.
Well, didn't he say it was like forced?
But like linked it via spell or like tattoo or
Yeah. I'll find him.
Okay.
And then, do we remember where we heard of the, not Avatar, but Person of Death? Did we remember where we heard about their whereabouts?
No.
No. I know we heard about him. I don't remember if we had a location.
No. All I remember hearing about was from the Baron, Baron, which whatever said, they just had these like weird dead drop messages that never knew who the other person was. They would just receive words from the others to communicate, but all for the sake of making sure they couldn't be tracked. So, aka near impossible to track them.
lovely.
Okay. After that, you guys are, a messenger comes and tells you that the execution is preparing to commence. In the area outside the front of the palace, a large gallows has been erected. The Baron is pulled out, is marched out literally in pauper's clothing. The man looks rough. The Nah Baron is right next to him, and without any ceremony or anything, they're literally noosed and hung. There's a lot of twitching and then nothing.
I said the prayer.
Okay. And they are cut down, and their bodies are destroyed, are burned, and their ashes are scattered
Where?
in the dung heaps.
Sitting.
His bloodline was weak, and he will be forgotten by history.
Love that. So let's go find my dad.
Everybody, give me a perception check.
Oh God. Love perception check. 14.
19.
12.
30, 20.
17, sorry, 17.
You notice somebody wearing robes very similar to the guy from the Tower of Knowledge, sitting there with a book, writing down everything. He's writing down a bunch of stuff as he's watching everything happen.
He's in the crowd.
Yes.
I'll nudge Avery. Draw attention.
You see this.
When you say they're similar to the robes they wore at the Tower of Knowledge, does it look like the robes that we saw in the visions?
No.
No. You said he's writing? Does he? I don't recognize him as Azrael. Do I?
No. This guy's obviously from the Tower of Knowledge. Just a different,
Sect.
not sect, but he's not of that level. That the guy that you met with.
Saunter over it.
Okay.
What's right?
Excuse me?
I asked you what you're writing.
Who are you?
Why do you need to know?
Why do you want to know what I'm writing? You mind your business and I'll mind mine.
No. These two absolute pieces of garbage human beings nearly killed everyone and everything I know, everything and everyone you know.
I'm aware.
You're writing this to keep the Tower of Knowledge, am I correct?
Give me an insight check.
Are any of us aware this is happening?
No.
14.
He looks at you and says, yes. History must be recorded.
Can I see what you're writing?
No,
Why not?
because it's not for you.
Are you
History
writing?
is written for not for those who experience it, but for those who need to read and understand and study it in the future.
Are you writing with us?
Or what to change.
I have no idea who you are.
We're here, aren't we?
Who?
What do you-
Who are? I have no idea who you are.
We're the ones who killed, obviously. Why do you think we're here? We're
This
the
is a
ones
public execution. There's a whole crowd.
you don't recognize your heroes. That's a little
Give me an
suspicious.
insight check.
21.
He looks bewildered at. Okay. You say so.
Say so.
So, as a person living here, would it be? I'm asking
I
you,
know.
the GM. Okay.
He's sitting there,
But,
half
yeah.
an eye on you, half an eye on
Yeah.
the execution.
Would it be normal for something like this to happen? Like someone of his status to not know who we would be, even though we were the ones who, like, we had the feast, we had all this jazz, and
He wasn't part of the feast.
yeah, but I'm sure he would have at least heard of us. Is that? Am I wrong in thinking that? Am I wrong in thinking it's a little suspicious that he wouldn't recognize?
After the execution is done, they pull the bodies down and they set them up to burn. Now he's just looking at you, like, can I help you with anything else?
What does he look like? Like, what's his face look like?
He literally looks like an average dude. Random average dude.
Tower of Knowledge
Just
robes.
in robes, but he looks like the most average person in the world.
Is the dude who was talking to us before still here from Tower of Knowledge?
No.
No?
I'm gonna nudge you, Dashman. I didn't go with her, but I see this going on, right? And I'm gonna
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, is there anything else I can help you with, Avery?
You just said you don't know me.
No, I don't know you.
How do you know my name?
Why wouldn't I?
You just said you don't know me.
I don't.
You don't know of me.
I didn't say that.
Can I cast detect magic while I'm looking at this guy?
You sure can.
I hate you.
Can I cast it?
Okay.
What do I see?
He is loaded head to toe. There is abjuration magic, illusion magic. There's like
Necromantic?
4 or 5 different schools of magic. Transmutation. I mean, seeing all of this on him. And finally, he stops writing and goes, well, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Goodbye,
Can I
Azrael.
walk up?
And he disappears.
Would you have heard me say goodbye, Azrael?
Yeah. And you hear a message. That's not my name.
I don't like that guy.
I wanted to cast her person so badly. I was gonna say I want to find old buddy boy we were talking with before, or see if the king can help us get a council with him when we return. Say, hey, who was this dude? He was one of your people. You sent him out here, right? What's the deal?
two separate entities.
Yeah.
To our knowledge, does not answer to the kingdom.
No.
Correct.
Oh,
The Tower of Knowledge, it just happens to be housed
in the kingdom.
in
Crap.
Redfern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to investigate that at some point. See if we can get
Give me an
going.
investigation check.
Is she doing that until the afternoon?
I'm assuming so.
So we gotta head out though.
Because I'd like to have a chance to go try to quickly investigate the jewel thing before we go.
19.
That's okay.
19.
19.
Can't find anything. And the king flat out tells you that the Tower of Knowledge, he goes, they come to me.
Hey, Nasser, where were you sending those letters to? Like, how did you get
To the Tower of Knowledge, I handed them to the people there.
Okay. I'm gonna write them a letter saying, essentially asking for an audience with. Did we ever catch the name of the guy? No.
Nope. And nobody asked.
Nope, that
Okay,
was
that's
over,
fine.
wasn't it? I asked to speak to the representative who spoke with us. The one that was at the King's Palace on whatever this day.
The representative who you hand the letter to said that he expects to give you a response in the next 4 to 6 months.
That's fine. That's what he said.
The appropriate paperwork. Where do you get it? Let's go to
Okay. All right. So you guys are gotta have in triplicate and notarized. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, a triplicate and notarized. Yes.
Wait, so is it possible to briefly try to investigate the jewel thing?
Sure. Yeah.
Basically, I want to just cast this guy itself to look like some other noble. Probably one of the minor houses, somebody really hoity-toity with a tendency of being absolutely picky with her jewelry kind of thing.
Give me a disguise check with advantage.
Okay. So would that be a deception check?
Am I allowed to follow in
Yeah.
one of our bodyguards or whatever?
Sure.
Just back up.
Deception, right? 19?
Yeah, you're able to just fine. You walk into a jewel store and you notice that the price of diamonds has plummeted. Like, absolutely plummeted. And you see diamond jewelry all over the place.
Now, would I know where there are particularly rare gems? Like, certain.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in and ask them, like, I'm looking for this Ambrosian sapphire that's only ever found in this one. Yeah, like, she's basically trying to be as obnoxious as possible with asking for all these different rare gems.
And he asks you it gives you prices for in absurdly high prices. Yes, Idris.
I just had a question. Does this affect like the value of diamonds and things we use for spell components?
I was thinking about that, yeah. You have diamonds?
Okay, gotcha. So there's still like this is like a good diamond of this value. It's
Correct.
just if it is like trying to sell it for actual physical monies.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But these diamonds are all the same exact size.
Would they be big enough for?
Not that big.
Would they be big enough for a reply? I'll get to that. What?
I mean, theoretically, but the problem is it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like a diamond.
It's not that kind of diamond.
What do you mean?
They have a green hue in the center.
Oh, different kind. Okay, different type of diamond. So what
Well,
I'm
some have a green hue, some have a more red hue in the center.
So I'm basically trying to find out through these obnoxious questions where these gems are coming from. Just some general area, country, location, anything.
All over the place. Here in the kingdom.
So only in this kingdom.
Yes, it's very recent, and that people have been finding these and bringing them in and selling them, and they're extremely high quality in gemstones. We've been buying them up. They're enchanted, you know.
Oh, of course. If you'll excuse me for just a moment. I have to go check my carriage for something. My dear, could you stay here and watch the counter on the other back? And I go outside and cast Detect Magic and come back in.
Okay.
Literally, I just don't want to do it in front of them. What do I see on the gems?
Each one, you see. Just a moment here. Each one comes back as either transmutation or necromancy.
Let me guess. The red's the transmutation, the necromancy's green.
Yeah.
How much does he want for one of each?
He tells you it's 15 gold for a ring set with each, and he shows you necklaces made with just strings of them.
What's the necklace? How much do you want for the necklace with a lot of them on it?
100 gold.
Show on that.
Okay.
Does it have both types on it, or just the one?
It's every other one. It's
Yeah, I'm
like
looking for
red,
something
red,
with
or
both.
red, green.
It's Christmas.
Yes.
It's Christmas, y'all. Do we celebrate Christmas in this fantasy world?
Yuletide.
Yuletide. Okay. Cool.
Yay.
And
What
then
about Halloween?
Then I will leave. That is. Maybe
That's a whole separate thing.
No. Hey, Scooty.
I am gonna want to take one of them and try to cast the spell magic on one of them.
Okay.
Not the entire necklace, just one of the stones.
One of the stones?
I was about to say one of the transmutation ones.
Okay. Roll a caster level check.
So that's a d20 plus my
Level.
spell, my level. Okay, I thought that was my spell attack bonus or something.
No, your level.
You got this.
By the way, Old World
17.
Halloween was called Samhain.
What?
Old World Halloween was called Samhain.
Champagne. Yes.
S-A-M-H.
Samhain.
17.
Nothing happens.
Okay, noted. I try that again another day. I will report back with what I have found. You guys.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're not coming up with any particular location for these, but the transmutation magic is concerning.
I would assume the necromancy would be just a sort of spell of ours.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna try. I'll probably, as long as I have extra spells when we're traveling, I'll try at least once per day on one of them. But
I think I can also take up dispel magic.
Yes, it is. Yeah, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages. The Inglorious Ingrates is sponsored by the Daily Dungeon Master blog, a blog for DMs by DMs. Head to thedailydungeonmaster.com. And we're back. So Avery brought up an interesting point. She has a spell that she's offering to cast and to do for Archon and Dastria to bless their union. And their relationship, their new relationship. Is this something that Dastria and Archon would entertain? She wishes to have Falador's blessing upon the two of you.
okay, I will be honest. I don't know if Dastria would. I feel like I wouldn't be talked about, like, our. I don't know if I heard this from
Oh,
something else.
and I will tell
like,
you, a Goliath woman approaches you, and she has tattooing materials in hand.
Okay,
No, wait. It takes at least 6 months
This is a courtship tattoo.
of interaction
Yes.
to make sure
It's
the
serious.
two are compatible.
Well, that was kind of because, like, okay, Dastria's idea of marriage is a political thing,
no,
so
here's
she
the
has
thing.
no concept of what to do in a romantic relationship.
Yes, but this is to establish that the two of you are in a relationship even beginning.
And the 6 months
Is
is timed by the chicken.
yes.
It hangs by its neck, right? And it must remain there. When it finally reaches the point of rotting, that the body
falls.
separates from the head,
My father's gonna be so pissed.
is when
That's all you
that
should
time period is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
Okay,
this is the initial tattoo.
so I presume this is all discussed. So the answer is apparently no. It's 6 months later.
I'm just saying we're saving this in case, like, 6 months later, if we have to fight, I don't know, pestilence or probably death. When we have to do that, I'm sure it's going to be a gigantic battle, a whole war situation. It's not gonna be concentration. It's not gonna be any of that. It lasts for multiple days. You both get +2 to AC.
No,
Like, it's not a bad idea.
jumping the shark a little bit here, but cool.
Oh, come on. Don't
So,
think that's real.
Do you accept the tattoo?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's on
Sam.
it's on your chest.
Do I have any idea what this looks like?
What is
Something
it?
try- like
Because you're
tribal
given one.
tattoo.
You're given one as well, Archon.
Well, typically it's with mom blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does it look like?
Oh, wait, does that have these?
I'll come up with a design and show it to you.
Okay.
Okay. And it's in blue, like her hoodie blue, like Avery's hoodie blue.
Yeah, because a tattoo.
Yeah.
We're talking
In blue.
7-Eleven slushy blue.
That's where I started wearing off-the-shoulder dresses.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So, like, where on the chest is it? Like, right here?
Like right here.
Oh, on the heart?
Yeah, over the like right here over the heart. Or actually no, it'd be
Yeah,
on the side,
the heart's on the left side. I'm like,
Left
wait a
side.
second, I'm hearing you.
She has that weird disorder where her heart's on the
On the
opposite
wrong
side. I'm
side.
joking.
Yeah.
No, it's on the left side of her chest.
Okay. Cute.
All I can think is the raven looks, and it's like, that looks tasty.
Wrong tattoo. That's a different tattoo.
You ever see those Celtic raven
Yes.
knot tattoos?
Yes. We're gonna go with that. I like that.
Definitely has to have the awkward talk with their father. Don't cut the chicken down. Just don't.
He looks at you and goes, I know what the chicken's about.
Chicken!
That's so scary. I thought of my own.
Oh, you know everything.
Fun fact, this isn't actually a real thing. But it's not for marriage. It's Japanese culture. Samurais would do this. They would hang the chicken. And when the body's separated from the head, it was ready to eat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They liked their meat a little.
What?
I don't know any date that to bring it to like,
It's not the wedding meal or anything.
Winter, you're still with us, right?
I am.
Okay, just checking. So, you guys, where are you guys heading first?
That I think we need to actually talk about.
I mean, Rib is down south to the down south and to the west.
There is a wagon train.
Wait, we're supposed to be taking
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
there's a
we have
wagon.
the stretch? Yeah, do we have
Are
our
you guys
limousine
taking
carriage?
that? Are you guys taking that
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I thought that was for occasions in the
in the city? Yeah, that was for use in the city. I thought.
why have 6 horses if we can't take it off roading?
Because this is he had the king has arranged a rather large wagon train. It with basically each of you would be taking a wagon, and it would. Yeah, because you're sending supplies to.
Right, regarding the caravan, aren't we?
Yeah, there's that many supplies that we're taking.
You guys are supplies to Rib, Forest, Mobile, and Statine.
What is it that we're taking?
Food stuff.
Oh, this is the
Yeah,
food
This is
supply?
not the king's
Okay.
extra food supplies.
Okay.
I mean, and to be fair, we know that famine is coming, so this is actually
This is
very
good.
important.
This is very good. I think we should probably do that first.
From Heroes of the Kingdom to Uber Eats.
Honestly,
Correct.
though, I love
And
it.
your eats.
And your eats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what we are.
What do you guys want to do first? Where do you guys want to head? You guys just want to head along the coast?
Are we going coastal, or are we taking that?
Are you taking the road to the coast to Rib?
I mean, that's the most direct route if we want to go get these supplies delivered as quickly as possible.
But we do have to go to Statine anyway, so here's my question. There were issues of like a Tabaxi clan, right? Where were
Wandering Tabaxi tribes.
Where were they?
Somewhere in the area south of Redfern.
And then there was the supply caravan being attacked by the Tabaxis, or the same thing?
No, these supply caravans are getting attacked and not making it to the various cities. Thus, the civil unrest that's currently happening, and because they're running out of food,
I guess my question is, we want to start with the farthest one away
and
first?
they believe that the wandering Tabaxi tribes are part of it.
Gotcha. My point is, we have to go in a circle. Which direction do we want to go? We're gonna have to go to, I guess, Reed first.
You're gonna go to Rib. You guys want to go to Rib first?
Rib first. That's close.
Yeah.
Well,
First,
but I mean, then do we want to head through the rest?
and then over.
well, no, we also heard where we gotta go to Forest.
Through
Actually-
the forest. Yeah, that road along the south, going south, and going all the way to Statine and L, and then heading back up to Lunia.
Actually, I almost think we should go to Statine first, because we have to shut down the slave trade there, which frankly, I feel like we should do quicker.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Well,
We've seen our family and friends murdered and tortured and
But to get there, we literally have to go through these other places.
yeah.
Just,
Well, no, there's a circle though that we can take.
the big circle.
No. Like
She's talking about the circling route.
so we're gonna have to go down here and then
But the Rib is still right there south to the west of us. And then go out to these other locations. I'm fine with that.
we still have. The thing is, it looks based on the map that we're gonna have to go back to the main road after to get to Forest anyway. So we can either just go straight over across to Lenarski, whatever, to Statine, and then back to Mopal and Forest.
Lumius here?
What?
Lunia.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a
so anybody
circle.
wasn't the instructions though to deliver this food.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's an order. I'm good with anything. I'm just making
Yeah.
suggestions.
I think the relief to the people would it be good to quell. I mean, the slave trade, the non-baron's not there, so to me that's like they're disorganized, and sure, it'd be nice to capitalize while he is not in charge of things unless somebody's come up with some type of command of it while we're there. But I do think people needing food right after a war is more important. Like that's going to make a bigger difference to people long term as opposed to.
Somebody pass me a copy of the map.
And the Baron ran a pretty large criminal organization, right?
Yeah.
I made him worry.
So with
that,
both him and the now Baron gone, that's going to leave like a power vacuum. Someone's going to step in and take over.
which the longer we wait to get there, the quicker that might happen. Again, I'm good with anything. I'll go whichever direction.
How long do we think it would take to deliver
I found
stuff on the way?
Oh, my character will.
I wouldn't imagine it taking too terribly long to go through and drop the stuff off and then make our way over to the thing. So I think it's okay if we go drop our stuff and then head over there.
Well, this is one stop along many other places we have to stop.
Is it in the mill? Like, how many? Here's a.
Yeah.
Right?
Which ones are the ones that we're going?
So we're going to go to Red. That's what we're told.
Yeah.
We're also. That's what I was asking
Red
the
Forest.
DM about. Is there unrest and Borest as well, or is that a separate issue?
That's a separate issue.
Which
but
was?
Boris. Well, Boris is one place that needed food
Okay.
along the way, and then the other place, the other thing was there was issues with goblins
in
Burning
Borest.
crops.
In Borest.
in Boris.
May I actually make a weird suggestion?
Okay.
What if we send Dydrich to the team to scope it out for us?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you had any plans for him, but
Yeah,
we've
great
got
idea.
about a
You could spread the word of Falanor as well.
Spread the word of fix this.
Sure.
maybe don't tell him I'm the chosen one, but at least to
That sounds a bit
scope things
cultish.
out for us.
Yeah, no one's gonna believe that. Hey, look, this teenage girl. She's a chosen one.
I'm a teenage dragonborn.
Oh my god.
A blind teenage dragonborn.
Yes,
No, they tell
he was 1 year younger than her.
I've seen the light through the blind through my blindness by a teenage girl goddess.
Which one
She's not a goddess, she's the chosen one. I follow Falanora and I follow her, basically.
That one.
You got it.
No, I need to actually use it to roll before I eat it. I just rolled my gummy die and immediately rolled a that one.
Lovely.
Bad vibes.
That is.
Vibes are good.
That's a 12.
One again. I was gonna say I wish it were inked, but
2. No, but there are actual numbers on it.
Yeah.
And they're in the right order, which is weird. But it might be in
Thing
balance
new.
because it's got a weird ring on it, so.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I will use it once for an in-game roll and then eat it. I was very curious about that flavor. Rhubarb and cream.
Smells pretty good.
Yeah, it smells good. Does anybody actually want one of the, I haven't tried them yet. I'm not going to eat one until after I.
So those things
I
are
will
actually
try.
edible.
I will try.
Yeah.
Here. Here.
And
How many are there?
there?
First of all, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Is that 6
Okay.
or 7 in there?
I'll take
There's
one
7.
if it's- I'll take one if it's available, but.
Yeah.
I'd-
Same.
How many are there?
There's 7 in there,
Yeah.
but
So
there's
6
8 of us.
There are? Oh, hold on. Wait.
I'm
There's
good.
7 dice should be in there.
Yeah, there's 7, 8 of us, so. Is it any good or is it terrible?
That was good.
Okay. So who doesn't want one?
I don't need one. Thank you.
That's
Now
around.
give one to Oliver. He's not.
Are they like gummies?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
rhubarb and
okay.
cream.
They're actually really good.
That's actually really cool.
Oh,
Apparently I did the.
it almost reminds me of like a funky peep.
Hey. I got the percent.
Apparently, I just need to eat it though because this was not rolling good. So yeah, okay.
So we're all trying these gummy dice now for those at home.
It tastes good.
And
It tastes like a weird peach ring.
it's not terrible.
It's pretty good.
I rolled 9.
Oh,
I got double
You need to send me some.
No.
When you need to get your butt down here and come visit us.
Archon, did you want one? There's 2 left.
Archon, you don't want any?
I'm good, thank you.
Cheers, bro.
You can take another one?
Okay.
Okay.
So you have a D4 and a D6.
Okay.
And choose wisely.
Okay, guys. So,
That was 4. I figured I'd put share a little bit. They're only $5, so they're not exactly worth getting for actually. So did we decide which direction we're going?
I don't know.
Well, we're definitely going to read, though. I think is the key. No matter what, we're starting to read. I'm okay with whatever. Alphabet ceremony, though. I've never heard of that, but that is very interesting. Ceremony, so.
Okay. So I believe we're trying to figure out what the plan of attack is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. So, is there any argument about that? Going to Rib, then down to Boras, then cutting over to the team, then coming back up to what was it? How do you pronounce that?
It's Luniasir.
Luniasir.
And I'm
Going to the team.
Sounds good to me.
Master.
just going with.
Is that what you're trying to get at with like the circling around thing? That's okay, but maybe just
I think no matter what, we kind of need to start in Reeb.
yeah.
Rib. But yeah, and then we could go the other direction, just a team.
Yeah.
Or again, we could send Dydrich.
Yeah, let's go to Rib and we can decide that.
That works. I have the distinct feeling no matter what we decide, we're not going to get that far. I think we're going to be winning by something.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
All right. You guys are traveling. Let me double check here on my scale. Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate
You wanna
Thank you. Good to
Dasher?
talk to you.
Do you want to see what your
Yeah.
thing looks like?
Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
How it symbolizes the eye.
Oh, that's lit. I really like that. That's really cool.
For those at home, we'll be posting this on our. That's awesome. We'll be posting this image on our on the Daily Dungeon Master blog for
I know I
a
do.
player's perspective, for the next player's perspective. And that'll be not tomorrow's player's perspective. That'll be next week, right?
That'll be next week's, but
Next
we'll have one coming up.
Yeah.
Since I was there.
Bright blue.
Okay. Let's see here.
I probably have my Raven above us, watching from a distance as much as I can. I'm not looking through its eyes constantly, but you know, having it try to watch from above.
Okay. Assuming you guys aren't moving at a breakneck pace, I assume, correct?
We be zooming. On the way there.
Wait, you're zooming?
Wait, is that not what that meant?
I said I assume you're not moving at a
Oh,
breakneck
not.
pace.
My bad. I heard we are.
We're waving faster. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I assume we're kind of hoping to run into trouble that we can fix.
While we are zooming at a comfortable pace,
Question.
Yes.
Zoomer.
My sister's letter said that they were on the continent. Did she say where?
She's not familiar enough with the geography to know, but she just says that she's on this continent.
That's helpful, as usual.
sisters are always helpful.
Exactly.
I believe that.
Okay.
She wouldn't be in charge of a marauding band of tabaxi, would she?
No. How dare you?
No.
How well do you really know your sister?
Oh.
I do.
Oh! He snatched the glass.
Oh,
Okay, what did you say?
On our way there, I'd like to look more into how there is a history of war with Torgrim's and all of his jazz. I want to see if I can find any history on. We're looking at famine.
Okay. Jastria, as you guys are going along the road, you hear a definitive squawk.
It can talk to me in my head, though.
Oh, I know what it can do.
Oh, God. Does it die?
And your raven gets pegged with an arrow.
Heads up! We have company!
Everybody roll for initiative. And that'll be it for the Inglorious Ingrates. We'll resume next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Candlelight has gone out.